All right. Live, live, live. Hello, hello, hello. Melissa May Dillon here, your insurance exam queen. And we are currently live on YouTube up here, TikTok down here, and Instagram down here because I am not a person who can figure out how to log into one system and go live everywhere. I just have 7,000 devices to go live on all the different apps. But I wanted to talk today because I received, so I'm mostly going to be probably looking at the YouTube camera because it's the biggest one. So hello, TikTok, hello, Instagram. I am over on YouTube as well. So you can come on and watch us over there. So I was looking at an email today that we received from a customer, but she's not yet a customer. Actually, she's watching on the YouTube channel. If you guys don't know, you can buy my stuff, which is so much better than what you can on the YouTube. The YouTube obviously has amazing stuff and it's for free, but let's talk about that. Hello, everybody. Okay, so the email today, I do want to pull it up. I actually made a TikTok video with it, but it was an email that said, I have studied for and taken my exam 6 times. And she emailed us on the day that she failed for the 6th time. So, and then she talks about how everything that I showed a picture of it. I showed a picture of it on the TikTok channel, on the TikTok video that I made, but I want to actually pull it up so I can see it. But I know most of what it says because I just need to read one thing one time and then I know. But anyway, she had taken her exam 6 times, failed. But she had just recently discovered us. Someone told her about using my stuff to be able to pass the exam. And she started watching us on YouTube. So she had been studying. She had been studying the exam. She had been studying questions. She had taken her exam multiple times, fail, fail, fail. And then someone says, hey, check out the insurance exam queen. So then she comes and she checks us out, right? She starts watching the YouTube videos. She's feeling much better. And she goes to take the exam and she increases her score. She's finally going up. She says, thank goodness I'm finally going up. But she didn't secure a pass. She still landed at 61. So she's emailing me again. She already scheduled her next exam. So she had it scheduled for 2 days after that. And actually, it's today. She's on her way to the exam today. She's driving there right now. So we are sending her all the loves, all the vibes to pass the exam. So she's heading there now. Yes, this video will be available to watch later. It'll be here on the YouTube channel under the live tab. It'll be on TikTok. It'll be on Instagram. I don't know how long those stay up there for. But anyway, so she's heading to take her exam today. So she failed, but her score went up. She immediately rescheduled for 2 days after her most recent attempt. And she goes, what can I do? She says, everything that I feel that I've studied or memorized isn't even the same thing that I'm being tested on. So she's reading material inside of her course. She's answering questions. She's studying those questions. She's studying those answers. And yet when she goes to take the actual state exam, nothing is registering. And it doesn't even feel like she studied for the same stuff. She goes, help, 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 please help. What can you do to help? Because obviously you've already helped me increase my score a little bit, and I want it to increase it enough to be able to pass. So I want to break down how she can pass the exam in the next 2 days, although it's already today, whatever. But how, if this person was messaging me today, what would they need to do for the next 2 days? The first thing that she almost has on lock is her mindset. And she already, she's in a really good spot because she saw the word fail 6 times. I study. I go to take the test. I walk in, fail. I study. I go to take the test, walk in, fail, 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 fail. She kept seeing the word fail, but it did not deter her. She still signed up for this SEMP and she still sought out ways to help her figure out what it is that she needs to know to pass the exam. That is a person who is dedicated, who knows that they can have an amazing career in the insurance industry and is ready to continue to go after it. So we celebrate her mindset. We celebrate the fact that she was still ready to go, that she was still going after it, and that the 6th fail did not stop her. It did not slow her down. It just recharged her because she actually saw her score going up. And so she was super excited to sign up for that 7th time, but she wanted to make sure she pulled off that pass. And so she emailed me, right? So that's one of the biggest things that'll separate me from any of these other test providers that you can use out there, right? We've got ExamFX, Excel, Kaplan, 80 Banker, all kinds of them. And not all of them actually focus on your mindset, which is such a huge piece to being able to study correctly and pull off the exam. So if you're in this funk where you're like, I need to study, it's hard to or you're worried, I'm worried about being able to pass this exam. I'm worried about being able to keep my job. I'm worried that I don't know what it is I need to know to be able to pass the test. I'm worried that I might lose this job. I'm worried about moving into a new job and starting something new. You could be carrying all kinds of thoughts and emotions that could be impacting your ability to study, to memorize, to learn what you need to learn, and then pull off a pass. So I am going to help make sure. Sounds like there's hiccups. I'm sorry. I don't know. I had hiccups earlier today. I don't know if it's my internet. Nothing seems like it's going crazy, but we're also live on TikTok. TikTok, does it sound weird to you? And Instagram, we're there. Is it sound weird to you? Hopefully, why does this sound like hiccup? I don't know. I did have hiccups earlier today, but it does not sound weird on TikTok. So you can join us on TikTok over there if you don't want to hear the hiccups that are on YouTube. And then Instagram, I haven't seen anything on Instagram. Rhonda, Rhonda Cecil, yes, dark hair, check it out. All right, Instagram does not have bad sounds. So if you're struggling on the YouTube, you can go to TikTok or Instagram and hear this without the crazy hiccups. So when you're heading on into the exam, you have to have the right mindset and the right emotions to be able to pull off a pass. So if you're using one of these traditional state approved courses like ExamFX, Kaplan, 80 Bank, or whatever, they don't even talk to you at all about your mindset. They don't even address the fact that you're a human. You're not just a student who needs to learn information. You're a human being. You've got thoughts, you've got feelings, you've got emotions. I'm going to address those with you. In fact, one of the best things you can do to help pull off a pass is listen to the mindset playlist on YouTube. So on YouTube, I have a whole series where we talk about your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, because that's going to determine so much of your experience with the exam. So if you are sitting in fear and worry when you sit down to study, you're not actually going to retain what you need to retain. Things are not necessarily going to make sense. So if you're sitting in fear or worry, we need to address that first before we're like, what do you need to study? What do you need to study does not matter if you're sitting in fear and worry, if you're sitting in doubt, if you're sitting and wondering if this is even for you. So you have to get your mindset on check so that you can even study, right? So if you're stressed, if you're overwhelmed, if you're worried, if you're freaking out, studying anything is not going to serve and support you. You have to address your mindset and your emotions first. And I have a whole playlist on YouTube that is going to help you out. Okay. Also, the way you talk to yourself. Alexis, right here on the TikTok, I failed 4 times because I am a horrible test taker. The way that you are talking to yourself right now, we want to fix that. It is not your fault. I don't blame you for talking to yourself that way, but let's speak highly of yourself. Alexis, you are a person who goes at it because you have taken it 4 times. You have seen the word fail and you still go at it again. Can you focus on that version of you instead of the version of you that thinks you're a terrible test taker? Maybe it's possible that people just didn't teach you the correct way so that you can take the test with confidence, right? So the way that we speak to ourselves, the way that we talk to ourselves is going to also have a huge impact. If you talk to yourself, I'm a bad test taker, and you're saying that the whole time, it's in the back of your mind, it's in your mind, I'm bad at test taking, I'm bad at you sit down to take the test, your body, your system, everything believes you're bad at taking tests. So then it's going to increase your heart rate, your anxiety is going to go up, you're not going to be able to answer or read the questions correctly, and then boom, you're failing the exam. Okay. So this is where we got to talk about our mindset, our emotions, the way we talk to ourselves. When you fail the exam and you get a piece of paper and it says fail, this is just saying these are things you don't know. This is stuff you need to learn. It is not saying that you are a failure. It is not saying that you are a horrible person. It is not saying that you didn't study hard enough. It's not saying those things. It's just saying here's a map of things you need to look at. Here's a map of things you missed. Here's a map of things you got correct. Like, here's your map. And admittedly, it's not a very good map. I will be fully honest. The score sheets they give you are not the very, very best, but we can break that down even more for you. Like, if you go to our website, we break down what is inside of each chapter. What are the concepts inside of each chapter that you would need to know, right? But anyway, a fail on the exam does not mean you yourself are a failure. And I think too many of us take that to heart and we beat ourselves up when we see that word fail instead of just realizing this is a map of how well I did, what I need to do better in, and then I can do that and then take it again next time, right? So having our mindset in a positive, happy place, having our mindset in a determined place, like I am determined to be able to pass, you can go to TikTok or YouTube. The connection seems better on one of those, just FYI. So I'm on YouTube up here. I'm on TikTok down here. And then I am on Instagram down here. So you can check out Instagram or TikTok if the YouTube connection is not going very well for you. Sorry about that. I don't know. I'm not a tech person. I am so not a tech person that instead of using like a system like StreamYard where I'm putting this live on everything, I just have 3 devices. And I could pop up a 4th device because I have another device. I could be on my laptop, my iPhone, my Android phone, my computer. It's crazy. Yes, at Insurance Exam Queen on IG. I am over there. There's 4 people on IG. There's 19 on TikTok, and there are 18 on YouTube. So hello, hello, hello. So I'm talking about an email that a student had sent in where she had taken her exam 6 times, failed, reached out to me and said, what do I need to do? She has 2 days. She already scheduled her next exam. So the first thing is mindset. She's already in a really great place because she's determined to take it again. She's not totally beating herself up about her, the fact that she hasn't passed yet. And so that is very important. So speak to yourself with power, speak to yourself with love, speak to yourself, encouraging you on what you could be doing to study, to learn, to grow, and not how you suck and you're bad and you're terrible and you're awful. We don't want to feed those thoughts. And I just realized my door was open, so I want to close it. All right. Next up is, what do you actually need to know on the exam? And this is not something that unless you're told specifically, go here, look at this. It's not common knowledge about what is most tested on the exam. And the reason, and I talk about that all the time, is that what is most tested, what is most common. The reason that I know what is most tested and what is most common is that I have been doing this for almost 10 years now. So back in 2017, I was hired to help people learn this material to pass the exam. I did very, very well at teaching people how to pass the exam. And I got 100. The very first time I went to teach a class of 30 people, I had a 100% first time pass rate. That was insane. That was crazy for people. And then they started having me go out and teach all kinds of classes. So since 2017, I've been traveling all over the country teaching these classes. And then when COVID happened, we started going online. And then I quit working for the company I was working for, and I started my own company, but I have been teaching this exam the entire time. I'm very familiar with what is on the exam. I'm very familiar with the concepts that are actually going to show up on the exam. So even if you receive your online course, and your online course can be like basically a textbook worth of material, you have all of these things that you need to read, but what of the things that you're reading do you actually need to know? What of the things that are inside of this course that are important for you that you would want to know, right? And what things inside of this course are not really necessary for you to know, right? None of these courses really tell you that. They don't tell you this section is more important than that section. They don't tell you that this concept is more likely to be on the exam than this concept. And to some extent, they can't. Like, there's rules in place about what they can and cannot say, which is one of the reasons why we've struggled a little bit with state approval. I don't want to have to limit what I say. I want to really tell you what matters and what doesn't matter, right? But when you're state approved, you have to limit how you kind of say things. But at the end of the day, you don't know what you need to really, really know. I know what you really need to know. I have been doing this for a long time. I have helped many, many people pass the exam. And so I know what it is that you need to know. And that is what I focus on. The very third most amazing reason why I'm the perfect person to help you pass the exam is I'm actually a very good, amazing, awesome, incredible teacher. And that comes not just from my experience as an insurance agent, because a lot of the instructors in this space come from, I was an insurance agent. I come from the background of, I was an insurance agent and I was a middle school teacher. So I've taught students, and like, my job as a middle school teacher in Arizona was to raise test scores. Okay. That was the thing we talked about all the time. It was, this is how your kids scored. Here's where we need them to score. You need to do anything and everything you can to increase that score by what you teach them, what you talk to them, what you show them, etc. And so my entire job as a school teacher was raising test scores And the population that I worked with was majority Spanish speakers. They didn't even like English was not the predominant language that they spoke, right? So when they were at home, when they were with their friends, they're speaking Spanish. They only speak English at school. And so I had to teach them in English how to learn more, to study more, to raise their exam scores, and I was very very good at it. So and that's also why I had to leave the education system. I was like, I want to be able to honor and recognize the human sitting in front of me, not just the test score, which is so weird. I ended up helping people pass exams, but now I get to talk to you about your heart. I get to talk to you about your career. I get to talk to you about your passions and how you can make more money in insurance than you ever have before, which just, it's not even about the money. It's what the money means for you, right? The insurance industry is such an amazing career and position that you can be in, right? You can either work for yourself or you can work a stable job. Either way, whichever feels best to you, both opportunities are available for you in the insurance industry. And the money itself, I mean, the median income is relatively high, and that takes in consideration part-time and full-time people. And it's not uncommon to make six figures in the insurance industry. And you can even make 7, 8 figures. There's even people making 9 figures in the insurance industry. So like it is possible for you to make a really good amount of money doing this. And again, it's not even about the money, but what does that money afford for you? What kind of lifestyle do you get to live? Do you get to make sure you attend all your kids' soccer games? Do you have money to go on family vacations where you can hang out and have fun and it's not just, work all the time? Like insurance is such an amazing opportunity. And so not only do I get to help you pass the exam, but I get to help you enter into a career field that can absolutely change your life, absolutely change your money situation for generations to come. And then insurance in and of itself is like an incredible place because you're helping people. You're helping people. You're protecting them, right? If you had a very best friend who just bought a brand new car, is so excited, they made a down payment, they're driving around this brand new car, they're so excited, boom, crashes, it's destroyed. They would lose everything they just had and all the value in that car, and they'd have to put a lot more money into it to fix it. But we don't know. That's not how it happens. What happens? We use insurance. Insurance will pay to fix it. Insurance will restore the value of the money that we put into that vehicle, right? So you're helping people. So you're helping people and you're making more money than you ever have. You're in an incredible position than you've ever had. Like I've had so much feedback that once people have passed the exams, even if it was a struggle, even if it took them a long time, once they passed the exam, they got entered into an incredible job. That was such an amazing opportunity for them. And now they get to be in this position. And then they learn and they grow and they do better. And then they can even jump jobs. They can, realize, oh my gosh, instead of doing insurance sales, I want to do underwriting. That feels so much cooler. Instead of this, I want to do that. I want to do adjusting. Like it opens your doors to a lot of amazing potential opportunities that you can have. I mean, there's even insurance agents who realize they like social media more than they like insurance. So they're like, we're going to use social media to teach other insurance agents how to use social media. It's like you can expand into whatever it is you want. Like even Melissa D. Hall, she's in the Medicare space and she's on TV shows and she's using insurance combined with acting. Like it's magical. You can do whatever it is you want to do. And it's super, super cool. So I'm super passionate to get you into this insurance career. So I wanted to talk about the 3 things. 1, mindset, having your mindset unlocked. And a big piece of that is knowing that you get to move into such an amazing career, such an amazing opportunity, such bettering your financial future. 2, you want to know what is actually on the exam and what is important. And I know all that stuff. And 3, the way in which I teach it is just epic and amazing. So again, I'm very familiar with teaching people who, have difficulties learning, or it's just material that just doesn't make a lot of sense, right? So when you're reading in Exam FX, what you're reading in AD Bank, or what you're reading in Excel, most people are like, I don't understand any of this. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then I come in with videos that explain it, that help you understand the material, that break it down in a way that's easy, that simplifies it, that allows you to remember it, that allows you to retain it, where it's like, if you read something and you're like, I don't even know what that says, but you watch a video of mine and people have stated, I have learned more in a 1-hour video than 2 weeks of trying to read this material that didn't make any sense, right? That comment is on my dwelling video. Okay. So on the YouTube channel, we have dwelling policies explained. And somebody said, I learned more in this 1-hour video than I had in 2 weeks of studying this material. So I have a way of teaching and explaining and breaking it down that just makes so much sense and sticks it into your head. So what I would recommend to Teresa, who again, I'm originally talking about an email that I received today, is that if she were to take the next 2 days to watch the gold videos. So I have taken what is most common, what is most tested in a way that's easy to understand, in a way that makes a lot of sense. And I have put videos together that you can watch. Now, you can watch the YouTube channel, and it does help. It increased her score almost 10 points. So it does help to watch the YouTube channel. But if you want the very best videos in the very best order, teaching you the most in depth way of understanding that concept, so you get the full picture of it, that's going to be the gold class series package that's available for purchase on our website for $97. So that's the current price right now. We may actually have to increase that price because we invested in a better system. And so right now it's the cheapest it's ever going to be at 97. So it's going to teach you all the most common, most tested topics for all states, no matter what state you're in. The gold videos are going to be incredibly helpful for you. And it's going to allow you to actually learn, retain, memorize, and know the things you need to know so that when you sit down to take that test and you're reading questions, you can confidently choose that answer. And even if you are not confident that that is the exact answer, you are confident in your choosing, because we don't just talk about, what is the definition of this and how does this policy work? We talk about test tips and test skills and just being able to be like, if it's the longest one, choose it, right? Like there's just simple things that we can tell you about test taking that are going to help you out quite a bit on this exam. And we have that video inside the Gold Class Series package. So the Gold Class Series for $97 on the website is the very best thing you can do. For PNC, it's like 34 hours. So it's a little bit more than like 2 days worth of studying. But even if you didn't watch every video, even if you just did 8 hours of studying inside that gold package, and then you go and take your test the next day, you are in a much, much, much better position to be able to pass. Now, the gold videos are perfect for every state, and they cover all the general information in every state. But every state also has state laws. Some states test their state laws a lot more than other states. So like in some states, you need to know way more state laws. In other states, you don't need to know very much. Every state's a little bit different. I do break it down for you on my website. If you were to go to The Insurance Exam Queen and you go, what is most tested? We have a breakdown for you specifically of your state and what percentage is tested for state law and all the other topics. And we've broken that down for you. That's available on our website. Anybody can download that, theinsuranceexamqueen.com. Now, if you get gold, if you're in a state that has highly tested laws, you're going to want to also get our $27 law document. So this is a document that covers all of the state laws that you need to know, with a video that goes along with it that explains explains the major tested topic inside of that state law packet. Now, some of you may not necessarily need it. If you already have a Kaplan, Excel, 80 Banker, ExamFX course, and you can still access the state law section, that can be good enough. It's just, it can be really wordy, where ours is just like pretty, just straight fact. So those are the ways to help you out with your state law. You either can just use the state law that you have and make sure that you study it using my video inside of Gold that breaks down state law, or you can get that $27 law document that also teaches you. Now, you can bundle the Gold and the state law document together. We call that the Gold Plus, and that is available for purchase on our website. If you also want to attend live classes, so we actually have live classes going on throughout the week with our instructors, Peter, with our instructor, Stephen, and they teach the topics. They have game nights. They have all kinds of stuff. You can buy those individually if you want, but you can also just get Gold Plus Live, which will allow you to attend any of the live classes that we have going on. And I'll tell you, I will be teaching some of those classes coming up towards the end of the month. So I'm super excited to get back into that. I've been spending a lot of time building the company and focusing on state approved. And I'm going to get myself back into teaching. So I'm super stoked about that. So you can do Go Plus Live. Now, if you want to also be able to talk to a teacher, like immediately, a tutor in your pocket, say, I need help with this. I don't understand this. Give me an example of this. We also have the Platinum, which is available. And the Platinum gives you everything we just talked about. It gives you the gold videos. that teach you the information in the most common, most tested ways. It gives you the state law document so that you know exactly what's important for your state. It's going to give you the live classes so that you can attend all the live classes throughout the week that we got, and you get the tutor in your pocket. And that's the platinum package available for purchase for $297 on the website. I am inside that Telegram group. Steven provides a lot of support there, but I'm also inside of there, and I also provide support within that group as well. And that just allows you to talk to someone as you're taking the exam. You can also join our Facebook group if you're not already there and talk to people who are testing and studying, get support, feedback from them, find a study buddy, whatever. That's available inside the Facebook group. And so this is how you can pass your exam in 2 days. Watch the gold videos. Watch the gold videos. We also have beautiful student notes inside of there, amazing visuals that you can look at to help you connect the information. Get the Telegram where you're talking to a teacher, get that immediate support and feedback. We are here to support you. We can get you to pass that exam in 2 days. And I am the very, very best at helping you do that because I focus on your mindset. I look at you as an entire person. We address stress and worry and overwhelm. We get that out of the way so that you can focus on studying what you need to study. We get you in front of you the very exact things that you need to study and the exact things that you need to know so you're not wasting time on stuff that doesn't matter. And I teach you in a way that makes sense. I teach you in a way that you are able to remember it and immediately recall it on the exam. And those are the 3 very best reasons why the Insurance Exam Queen is the very best way for you to pass your exam. All right. I have a couple of questions I want to take a look at on the YouTube channel. Riley, I'm enrolled in the American College of Fin Services and can't find anyone who focuses on what I need to learn. I'm currently in the class HS311 Insurance Planning. Any suggestions? I actually don't have a lot of information on that. I don't know what that is. I know how to help people pass the exam, but I am not sure about what you are talking about here. But I would check inside of Facebook groups related to insurance, or I would ask maybe ChatGPT. I would Google search that. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. All right. We have a lot of comments. I just passed my exam. I had 4 questions that were asked 2 times each. I've seen that before. I've seen that where they ask the same thing 4 different ways. Ivy, oh my God. Hey, girl, I remember you passing my exam last year. You look so different. Yeah, I have brown hair now. I had pink and mohawked hair not too long ago. Okay. Do you have any videos for Louisiana? So the Gold Class Series videos work in every single state. So no matter what state you're in, Gold Class videos are perfect. Then we have a state law video that covers state laws, but it's generic. Like it'll tell you about the Department of Insurance, which every state has. It'll tell you that you need to know your continuing education. It'll teach you about continuing education. It'll teach you about the unfair trade practices, but it won't be very specific to Louisiana, but it's going to help you, Louisiana. To get very specific numbers on Louisiana, you need that state law document, but you need all of that. Like you need all of that to be able to help you pass. You need to know the general stuff, which is the gold videos. You need to know, the state law stuff, and that state regulations video helps you teach that. And then need to know Indiana state specific numbers. And we have all those things. If you were to get the Gold Plus package, you'd get all of that covered. If you get the Gold Plus Live, you would also get to attend live classes with a real teacher. And then you could get Telegram where you could talk to a teacher throughout the day as you're studying. What is the best company to work for? The one that you love working for. There are so many companies, right? That's like asking, what is the difference between Pepsi and Coke? I like this a little bit. I like that a little bit better. So I would make sure, do your research, ask a lot of questions. There's obviously so many companies out there. And so you just want to find what works for you and where you feel the most at home at. What I would recommend is find somebody who's living a life that you would want to live like, like find insurance agents on Facebook, on TikTok, see what it is they're doing, who they're working for, ask them, advice about who the best companies are to work for, and you can find your spot. All right, let's see. Letitia, I'm taking the PC exam for Mississippi at 1:30. I'm glad I found your videos. I did the free ones on YouTube and they helped a lot. Yay, that's amazing. Mags, alive. I owe you for sure, but my buddy Pete is the most patient and the GOAT. Yes, Peter is amazing. So Peter is one of the instructors that we have. He actually taught me life and health. He teaches a lot of our live classes. All right. In Instagram, I finished the videos from the Gold Series and now I've been watching them on repeat. Yes. Is state law highly testable in Florida? It's pretty decent in Florida. So you're going to want to have a good grasp on the state laws in Florida. But as long as you're really strong in everything else, you can be pretty mediocre in Florida state law and still pass. But it is a pretty decent amount of stuff. Girl, I was just about to message you. Do not message me on TikTok. I'm not very good on TikTok. Message me in email, support@insuranceexamqueen.com. So if you want to be able to talk to our support@insuranceexamqueen.com if you have questions. You can also join our Facebook group and ask questions there, but the immediate customer support support@insuranceexamqueen.com is going to be the best place to get answers. You aren't on FB Live anymore. Like Melissa, no, I haven't been doing gold covered by mail. So that I was just talking about you. Melissa D. Hall is actually on the live. I don't know if she knows that I was just talking about her. Yes, I'm doing good. I have been very focused on building the insurance exam queen. So I'm doing very good. Heaven, I just started your Gold Plus Live for PNC. Are you brilliant? Any tips for the exam for Pennsylvania? Get gold. Watch the videos top to bottom. Watch the student notes. Definitely check the state laws because Pennsylvania is pretty good about that. Big on state law. And so check that out. Covered by Mel, what did you say about me? I said that when you are wondering who you should work for or what you should do, find an insurance agent online who's living a lifestyle that you'd want to live, and do what they're doing, or ask them or talk with them or copy them in their style. And then I also talked about how you are using acting and insurance and you're blending those things together and how you get to do that. That insurance isn't just like one path, one method. You can find ways with insurance to also explore your passions and to do what you love to do. Marilyn, sorry, just had to stop and say thank you. I bought your gold and passed. Yes, amazing. That's fantastic. What about Georgia? Our state law is very testable there. So if you're wondering about how big your state laws are, go to theinsuranceexamqueen.com. Go to what's most tested or what's most important. We have a whole page where you can pick your state and you could download this very beautiful PDF that will break down the topics for you and what it is that you need to learn. It's digging a little bit inside of my brain about my experiences with the exam, and you could check into that. No more pink hair. No, we're brown. We're brown right now. Back to my original cut. My hair officially matches my eyebrows for the first time in a very long time. Passed with your program 2 years ago. That's amazing. Congratulations. Where are you at now? Are you loving it? Is it awesome? Does New York cover a lot of commercial? Yes, but in no matter what state you're in, even in Alabama, where commercial is 30% of the exam, that's probably the highest place that commercial is in the US. You can still be mediocre in commercial and pass the exam. So I was never very strong in commercial, even back when I taught, because it wasn't commercial there's so much information when it comes to commercial, and it's just not necessary to know it to have to be able to pass. So I didn't ever focus too terribly much on it, and I was scoring 90% on the exam. So a lot of, if you can really understand dwelling and really understand homeowners and understand commercial and understand insurance in general, you can guess pretty correctly on the commercial and just be mediocre in it, and you'll still be able to pass. So that's why I don't focus too much on commercial. I take the life exam in California Monday. Any advice? Watch Gold. Hey, Melissa, do you have a life package on its own? No. So we bundle life and health together for $97, but we do actually separate life from health videos. So when you buy that bundle, you can watch just life. You can watch just health. You don't have to do all of it, and we separate it out for you. The price wouldn't be different if we did life only and health only. And most people, you end up needing both anyway. So it's a lot better for you to pay $97 for both than to pay $97 for life and then 2 weeks later pay $97 for health. I'd rather just you have all of it in one bundle. I passed the first time because of you. Yes, that's amazing. Oh my God, you're live. Yes. The gold package is seriously gold. I'm almost done. Yes. Love the hair. Yes. We are brown now. My husband was just like, it's brown and it's going down. I think I said that the wrong way, but it's also deer season right now. So David is hunting and he always says if it's brown, it's going down, for the deer, you know? And I was like, I'm trying to say something about it's cool. I'm messing it up. I don't know. Okay. Just so joined. Hello, Instagram. We got 7 people over on Instagram. We got 30 people over on TikTok. And we've got 22 people on YouTube. And we have talked about the 3 biggest reasons why I am the best way to help you pass your exam. I help you with your mindset, honor you as a human. I know what is most tested, and I teach it to you in a way that makes uber duper sense. And we talked about the very best way to help you pass is to get the gold class series package available for purchase on my website. From Maryland, any advice for life and health, go to theinsuranceexamqueen.com, click on what's important for my state, download the Maryland document and read it. And everyone has a document for their state. So check it out. And the very, 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 very best thing you do is get that $97 gold package or any of the packages that include gold. Gold Plus gives you state law. Gold Plus Live gives you gold state law live classes. Platinum gives you gold state law live classes, tutor in a pocket, a teacher that you could talk to throughout today. So we're just here to help you be able to pass. All right. I'm going to go work on some more stuff behind the scenes to build this to be the most amazing company to help you pass. We are working on state approvals so that you guys don't have to worry about getting the other companies like ExamFX or whatever else. And we just want to be the one and done solution for you. So we are working on that. All right. I love you all. I am sending you guys all the loves, all the vibes to pass the exam. You guys have an amazing day. All right. Ending YouTube, ending TikTok.